Roni fans are trolling Andy Cohen with comments about the OGs as they trash the reboot. The Real Housewives of New York City reunion is fast approaching, and as usual, Andy Cohen shared a message asking viewers to send in their questions. That went left real fast, as fans of the franchise started to troll the Bravo boss. Instead of sending him questions for the new cast, they wrote questions for the OGs. The rebooted series has been getting a lot of criticism this season, with the cast being accused of being boring and putting on an act for the cameras. The final straw for many was the pregnancy prank that even made it into the season 15 trailer, teasing a pregnancy bombshell. That turned out to be a made-up story by newbie Rebecca Minkoff and Aaron Litchie, and when it all came to light, no one was amused. Now, people are calling for the return of the OGs and making sure that Andy hears their pleas. Andy Cohen is ready for the Roni reunion, but viewers don't want it. It's become a standard for Housewives fans to send in their questions for the cast, and since the Roni reunion is coming up, Andy shared his usual post. "My team is gearing up for the Real Housewives of New York reunion," he wrote on X. "Tweet me all of your questions for the cast below and let me know where you're from in the question." "A reunion to discuss what?" an X user responded. "Give them a 30 minutes WWHL special and wrap it up. Bravo's already done enough damage to this franchise. I don't know why y'all are wasting money on a reunion just before you announce the cancellation of this abomination." "But you do Bravo," added someone else. Roni fans troll Andy with questions for the OGs. Roni fans had questions for the cast as per Andy's request, but they were for the OGs instead of the newbies. Question for Dorinda: "You famously said eagles don't fly with pigeons. What did you think of this bunch of Kia pigeons trying to make flying rats their entire storyline this season?" wrote one commenter. Question for Ramona, Jill, Sonia, Luann and Dorinda: "Can you please come and save this mess?" was also asked. Another X user said, question for Luann: "How does it feel to be living your best life and Bravo dropped the ball on being able to film all of your accomplishments?" Another commenter added, "We don't want this cast, we want the OGs back. Give us what we want, please." Meanwhile, it's unclear if the OGs are even interested in returning to the franchise. Ramona declared in 2023 that she's been happier since leaving the show. Luann de Lesseps has also been doing quite well for herself, and so has Dorinda Medley. The glittering skyline of Manhattan had always been the perfect backdrop for drama, ambition, and wealth, the essence of the Real Housewives of New York City. However, this new era of Roni, featuring an entirely rebooted cast, has left fans polarized, with many mourning the absence of the original girls, OGs, while flooding Andy Cohen's social media with pointed criticism. "Bring back the real Roni," read one comment under Andy's latest Instagram post, where he'd innocently shared a picture of his morning coffee. Instead of double taps and heart emojis, the comment section erupted into a battleground for die-hard fans. "Sorry, Andy, but this reboot is giving Real Housewives of Boise, not New York. Bethany Frankel may be sipping skinny girl margaritas somewhere, but she's still more iconic than this entire new cast combined." For Andy Cohen, this wasn't his first tango with the fiery fandom, but even he seemed taken aback by the intensity of the backlash. Of the reboot. When Bravo announced that Roni would return with an entirely fresh ensemble, it was touted as a bold experiment to modernize the franchise. The original series, with icons like Bethany Frankel, Luann de Lesseps, Ramona Singer, and Dorinda Medley, had run its course in the eyes of executives. The new Roni promised diversity, contemporary stories, and a cast better aligned with New York's cultural fabric. But what Bravo underestimated was the audience's deep connection to the OGs. Fans weren't just watching women sip cocktails and yell at dinner parties, they were invested in their women. Luann's cabaret career. Dorinda's Making It Nice. Ramona's legendary turtle time. Even Sonia Morgan's toaster oven dreams had more staying power than some of the reboot storylines. The reboot launched with much fanfare. Critics praised it, but fans, they had other ideas. The Troll Fest. By mid-season, the knives were out. Andy, often considered the architect of the Housewives universe, bore the brunt of the trolling. On Twitter, the hashtag #BringBackTheOGs trended every time a new episode aired. Memes flooded the platform, featuring photos of Luann sipping a martini captioned, "We had it all, and you threw it away for this? Andy, you ruined Christmas with this reboot," one user tweeted alongside a screenshot of Ramona's iconic holiday meltdown. Another comment read, "We didn't survive 13 seasons of Pinot Grigio-fueled chaos for a bunch of women who can't even throw a proper tantrum." On TikTok, a clip went viral of Bethany Frankel joking in an interview, "You know, I'd rather film a toaster oven commercial with Sonia than watch this reboot." And that's saying something. Fans doubled down, tagging Andy and bombarding him with laughing emojis. Behind the scenes. Inside the Bravo offices, tensions reportedly ran high. Andy, who usually brushed off criticism with a knowing smirk, had been noticeably silent on his podcast, Radio Andy, about Roni's reception. According to sources close to the production, he was disheartened but not surprised. The fans love their OGs, Andy confided to a colleague during a production meeting. But this reboot was never about replacing them. It's about creating something new. The colleague reportedly replied, "Well, tell that to the trolls." The OGs chime in. The OGs, meanwhile, weren't exactly sitting on the sidelines. Bethany, never one to hold back, launched an entire episode of her podcast railing against the reboot. "You can't just slap the Roni label on some random women and expect magic," she declared. "We were magic because we were messy and raw. These ladies are too, curated." Ramona, ever the wild card, offered her 2 cents during a red carpet event. "I tried watching, but I fell asleep. No offense, but it's not the same. We were the real New York." Even Sonia, who had taken a gentler stance in interviews, admitted on a live stream, "I miss filming. The reboot girls are fine, but let's be honest, no one can out Morgan a Morgan." Fans rallied behind their favorites, reposting clips of the OG's iconic moments and tagging Bravo with captions like, "This is the chaos we want, not polite luncheons and Instagram-worthy aesthetics." Andy's response. Eventually, Andy addressed the backlash head-on during an appearance on Watch What Happens Live. "To everyone out there trolling me, yes, I see your comments," he laughed, though his expression betrayed a hint of exasperation. "I get it. You love the OGs. I love them too. But this new cast deserves a chance to shine. Change is hard, but sometimes it's necessary." The live audience cheered, but the reaction online was mixed.